say something out of order or do something out of order, she said, "Boy, I'm not with that today. We're
That
gonna take
part.
that someplace else." And
That
you
part.
know to back off, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing the only thing that so let me talk about your mama, for example, right?
All right
Uh,
now.
women, well, not in that way, though, but women in that era, they didn't have the language. They didn't have the
Yeah.
language, so that was the only way they could put it. Boy, don't try me today. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because they were trying not to use some other kind of language, but they didn't have the language. They weren't as evolved as we are today to to like we tell kids to use your words,
Mm.
to use your words. So with women that we trust, women that we feel safe with, we know how to use our words to kind of tell each other where we are. And for black women talking to another black woman, we get it. Like you don't even have to say too much because, child, I get it.
Mhm.
you know, it's just like unspoken language
Right,
without
right.
Mhm.
without you even really saying it. I don't know if that exists with men, Mo. You and Greg probably
Um,
me a
I
little
I I
bit. I don't
I
know.
gotta say adult men and their sons, the ones that had their fathers, they knew when their father done had enough. He didn't have to say 2 or 3 words, like, you would turn around and look at you. You know what I mean? And you knew it wasn't happening today or he wasn't going for it. I mean, that's just kinda like a nonverbal signal that I am not, and you knew sometimes when he was just BSing, or trying to get you off, get you out the room or get you out, I don't want to be bothered with it today. Go on now, go on. You knew just by whatever he said or whatever he didn't say, rather, just a nonverbal signal.
Okay.
Everybody, every kid in the world, knowing that's growing up, that look, you know, if you were doing something you had no business doing, didn't have to say nothing. You go in the store and your mama turn around and look at you a certain way, and that's all she had to do. Your daddy
And of
said,
course, I hope that and I don't know if most kids know it, but I found because I have only one son, and my girls hate to hear me say it, but I always say it. He is my only son. Okay, so there's a certain amount of pride that goes along with saying he is my only son, and I have two girls. My son handled me emotionally a lot different than the girls did. You know, I don't know if that's a man thing, but my son was always able to. He was always able to tell my mom's got a lot going on right now, so I'm just gonna chill.
it's a
Like I'm
man
just
thing.
not gonna. I'm just not gonna ask her for nothing. I'm not gonna bug her. I'm gonna make things quiet for her. I'm gonna fix her something to eat or something like that. So I noticed that the difference between having boys and girls. My son kind of handled me a little bit different, and I so appreciate him for that. But the girls was totally different. I don't care what you got going on, mom. This is what I need. This is what I. So when mothers would say, "Listen, close your eye, listen," um, in that moment, you're right, Mo. We feel like we got the whole world against us. Everything is on
Mhm.
our back. Chances are we ain't got enough money and resources to do what it is that you're asking us to do. Please don't pile no more. You just don't pile nothing else on.
Mm-mm.
But um, especially during my mom's era, those women didn't know how to say that. They didn't have the language for that. Women have evolved more, people have evolved more. So now we have language. You know, um, you know, we can say to our kids, I'm really feeling a little stressed out today.
So
You
let
know.
me ask you this question, Dr. Girl. Um, you know, in the early 70s to the mid 70s, right on up to the 80s, a lot of the great migration women that came from the South to the North seemed like they got their voice. And didn't it seem like the divorce rates went up?
Wow, what an analogy.
I'm just
uh,
saying.
I mean, you are absolutely right, because back in the 60s, Black people didn't do that. Black folks didn't divorce. Um, we just kept our families together. Black women just put up with what they was gonna put up with, even if JoJo was out there cheating. It's not that we didn't know, but because our focus was different. Our focus was, I got to keep my family together. I got to keep my kids in the house. I got to keep my family together, even if we're pretending. But back in that era, 50s, 60s, women had not really evolved to a place of self-actualization. So we didn't really come into ourselves and to our being and knowing what we liked and what we didn't like and stuff like that. And you are correct. As Black families migrated from the South, where they typically, because of the climate, they had no voice. And then they came to the North, they came to Harlem, they saw Black people being a bit more free, having a bit more voice. They were exposed to the arts. And then, they said, hey, I got a voice. I got something to say. And all the stuff that they were holding inside that they always wanted to tell their husbands, they finally did. They finally did say it.
You're not getting ready to get just the cocking noise. You're getting ready to get the double barrels, baby.
Okay, well, and I'm not saying that was always right, but I'm just saying. But then it took men by surprise, because wait a minute, my mama didn't do this, and for so many years you wasn't doing this, and now all of a sudden here you coming. So they also didn't know how to take it. Which I will say this: you hear me say now we have language, because a part of that. And I'm kind of infamous for doing that. You have to give people a memo, about where you are, like what you evolved to. I'm a different person, because, hey, the thing about it is, I remember when I was, 42-ish, and I started going through menopause, right? At the time I was married, I gave my husband the memo. Hey, something different is happening with me, and this is what I feel like, and I think it's called menopause. I wasn't really as aware of it, but I did give him the memo. Now, whether he understood the memo, I don't know, but I did let him know your wife is about to look different. So for all the men that watch this replay, let me forewarn you. Let me forewarn you that when your wife starts to go through that part, because we have premenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So it's like 20, 25 years of going through something. I'm just, poor men, I'm just telling you, and women, I want to tell you, give your man the memo, okay? Because men, that is gonna be something totally different. But have hope. Hold on, because it does get better. So it's important to Greg laugh, but it's important to give people the memo. Mo, let people know what you got going on.
I think I always thought that was part of the communication of the relationship, though. I mean, if you got good communication in a relationship, 99.9% of the men will get through it if you got good communication. But if you don't have good communication, they can take it as a whole nother thing. I see my cousins jump off on a whole nother tangent because they're going, through menopause. Like
that communication he just gave us. Communication just gave us, put me in a mental space.
Wow, what kind of mental space? That kind of. I'm just curious to know, what kind of mental space did it put you in?
It was actually a joke. Let us continue.
Oh, okay.
I was getting ready to say, you got to lay on the couch and talk to the therapist. But that does tie into a point that we made last week, dealing with mental health after 50, because your priorities change and things in your life change, and so the mental struggles that you may have dealt with back then may not be the same mental stress that you deal with now. And it's so crazy because I'm in a different headspace, and I've always had it all together. But some of the mental stuff that I'm dealing with now is difficult. I can't get over it like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
You want to speak on that, Dr. Carolyn?
Well,
you want me to speak on it?
oh,
No. No.
She said no, Greg. So, she said no. We're gonna let ladies rule. I don't know. Well, hey, yeah, because I'm not in the same headspace. And this goes for men and women, over 50. So the first thing I want to do is lay this foundation. I'm gonna give y'all something in like 1 minute that cost me thousands of dollars going to school. I had to learn. So there's something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, right? So
yes,
it's like a mental health pyramid. And Maslow was a German doctor who said that human beings have like 5 levels they need to have in their life to have emotional balance. With some of the ones on the bottom of the pyramid being psychological needs, safety, love and belonging. And at the very top of the pyramid is something called where human beings evolve to self-actualization, when you come into a knowing of yourself. So what he suggests is that when human beings don't get their basic needs met, which is typically when you come out the womb, childhood, teenagehood, whatever, these are where you're supposed to be getting your needs met. If you had not, which there are many people, as children who did not get those needs met, you have a rough time getting to self-actualization. So I wanted to point that out for what we're getting ready to talk about. So now here you are, this human being in this world over 50 years old, right? So at that stage of your life, you're thinking about a whole myriad of things, right? You're thinking about now, what is it that I need? Because chances are you pretty much kind of already raised your children, right? You have dedicated your life to your spouse for the most part, for some, or you could be a person that has become divorced. So now you living your life with a partner, now you're by yourself. But at this stage of your life, you start doing like this of your life and assessing my needs now. Now I'm at this point in my life where I start thinking about my needs. That's hard for some people, Gina, because if you've been a person who has always tended to somebody else's needs, you kind of feel like you're in a strange place when you now start feeling like, you know what? I don't know exactly what that is, but I feel like I need some stuff right now. I feel like there's something that I need right now. And then you have to figure out what is it that you need right now, because you've always been busy taking care of this person, that person, this person. And then at over 50, chances are you may be taking care of a parent who is now getting older and maybe having health issues. They could be at the point where they're facing transitioning. Then you're looking at your own mortality. Hey, I'm 65 or 70. I'm getting older. I'm looking at what's life going to be like for my kids, for my family, if I leave. So as therapists, we know that over 50, like there are 4 top mental health issues that people over 50 deal with. The first one being anxiety. You tend to worry more because you got a lot more to worry about, because you feel like you don't have as much time. So now you're worried about, I got to get to it. I got to make sure everybody's going to be okay. But at the same time, I got to be okay as well. I hear this. I do have some male clients. A lot of them have been in the 60s, late 60s and stuff. So they candidly talk to me about, I'm a 68-year-old guy now. So things ain't standing up like they used to stand up. And for men, that's a big problem. You know what I'm saying? Not I'm saying y'all guys got that problem. I'm just telling y'all in general, okay? So whereas I was this vibrant guy, meeting gals, I was doing my thing. Now I'm taking the blue pill, whatever the pill looks like that they got now. So look at Greg. So you start worrying about a whole lot of stuff, which can lead to anxiety. Anxiety is top number one mental health issue that we see with people over 50. Depression comes next in line. They do have something called geriatric depression, where much older individuals really start to get depressed because they may be alone. They feel like their family doesn't really want to be bothered with them. Maybe they're an individual that hasn't really developed their own life because of all the things that I have said earlier. They took care of kids. They took care of grandkids. They saw about everybody. Now they're 80 years old. They're by themselves. So many people in that age range start feeling alone, and they have to kind of redo their life, and they don't know what that looks like. So you're going to see a lot of those individuals start looking depressed. Another one is mood disorders. Maybe they're forgetting things. The mind's not as sharp as it used to be. So yeah, for sure. I mean, when we start getting over 50, there's a lot of things going on in our headspace. I mean, for real. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, look, that's great. That's beautiful. It's great information, Gina. I don't think you're losing anything. Okay, Gina's so smart. But we want to make sure we stay on track, Dr. Carolyn. Stay tuned, okay? Because some of this stuff might get with you. Anyway, let's bring in so that we can get our business minds right. The leadership coach. What else do I want to call her? That's all right. Rachel Gary.
CEO.
Yeah, the CEO coach.
CEO.
Hello.
What's going on?
In National
Hello,
Black Radio
CEO.
Hall of Fame inductees, as well as Dr. C. How are y'all doing it? Before we get started, let's get that award up there. We got to celebrate some excellence today, if we can, if it's all right. You put a little bit thing in the back there, Grant. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one.
You have to kick him sometimes.
My bad.
Come on, bam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
I still didn't do it.
Yes.
My bad.
Come on now,
Are we
get it
good? Did it come
together.
off? Gina,
It did, and you took it down. There you go.
You took it down.
I am not
Leave it
touching
alone.
anything. I promise you. That's you.
Leave it alone.
That is
Okay, we
you.
are. Rachel, what's going on?
Hey, now I say we are living the best thing we got called life. We are making it happen. How are you guys today? I heard the conversation beforehand.
Trying to get up, man.
Awesome.
I've been up since 12:30 a.m. Okay, so I'm not as gray as I normally. Look at that. I just punched and made myself look different. Hold on, let me straighten that out. But while I'm talking,
you're doing a lot of stuff over there. You've been doing a lot of stuff the whole show.
First, I want to know why were you up at 12? Why were you up at 12 o'clock and we still up at 7:30? What happened in the world of Greg Gray?
I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of stuff going on, but it's all good stuff. But you got to be up in order to make sure some of this stuff happens. But anyway, and that's part of that mental awareness, staying mentally aware. So, Rachel, I wanted to ask you a question. I had it written down in my phone. I want to ask you a question. So, when people are trying to build a group of people, a team, how do you handle? Well, first of all, let me ask you, what's the key to building a strong team culture?
I would say first, it's understanding, is getting clear. Y'all know, I always start with clarity. If you are clear about your business, then you can start building a good team and then build that culture. The biggest thing is a lot of times when your culture is not doing well, it's normally because someone didn't have clear instructions on what they wanted their team to feel like. What did we want the environment to be? That's one. Two, you have to make sure that you're trained to be a leader. You have to. And I want to say that just being a head of a company does not make you a leader. It's a leader. A leader is someone who is clear, who has good EQ, as we talked last week. Someone who can have conversations and not get upset when things are not going their way. Someone who can have a disagreement with an individual, but still make sure that person does not feel less than who they are.
So let me interrupt you real quick, because
Ask away.
that goes with another question that I had that goes along with it. So you got one member in that group that you've created, and one member is super talented, but they're super toxic. How do you work that?
It really depends on what we consider talented and what we consider toxic. It's really ironic that you just mentioned that about a team member. It's like he spied on us earlier, Dr. C, because we were having conversations about team members today. So I think that when you have someone that's talented, you have to identify if their talent outweighs the effect they're having on the rest of your team. So if a person is talented, but they're bringing the team down, they're not talented any longer. They are now a liability to growth of your company. So it's really understanding what kind of culture do you want to have, and are you going to allow someone who has toxic behavior bring the culture down to a level that is underneath your standards of what you want your company to look like?
Okay, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So, with that person, when is that person or anybody in the little team, because I want to keep it on the team, when do they know when it's time to level up or maybe step back and let somebody else step up?
In all honesty, as a leader, all of your people should be stepping up. That should be what you're fostering in them on an everyday basis, for them to step up, be better than you. Because that's what leaders want. You want to be one of the people in the room where your team is the smartest people in the room. Because if they're smart, the smartest people in the room, they don't have to come to you every time there's a problem. They are problem solvers. So it goes at the end of the day, what kind of leader are you looking to be? Do you need the limelight? Does that help validate who you are? Because if you're thinking it from the standpoint of that, I want my team to be the best version so they can bring the best product to our customers, then you want everyone to shine.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't that have to incorporate inclusion? You know, when you don't include your team members in the planning or, you know, the decision making where they can, I always feel that if they don't have a voice, they're not going to put forth their best effort. Am I correct in saying that? No,
I totally agree. You're looking for the team buy-in. So I said this: if you have a vision, you're the vision. As a company owner, you are usually the visionary. And if you have a clear vision, then your clarity is then given to your team. All right. So let's say, for instance, Dr. C, is it okay? Can I use the example of you last night with Me in Black? For instance, is that okay? Okay. So Dr. C, last night, it's her business, it's her company. I want to make sure she's okay. Dr. C, she had a vision. She had a conversation with Black and I.
When you want dope living, you do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about her.
Come on now. So she was having a conversation for us as CEOs of what things that could we bring to the table and what things that we want to be responsible for on the table. That was her giving a vision of what she wants for the company and us advising what we feel comfortable with. But it goes to first, she had the vision. So we understood from that interaction that this is what she needs from us to help a vision come to reality. That's the thing that a lot of people need to work on as leaders, being a visionary where other people can see your vision enough to execute the plan. And last night, that's how I felt in the interaction.
Okay, so check this out. What, and this is for both of you guys, Dr. Carolyn and Rachel, what's your take on balancing hustle and mental health?
So we both say it at the same time. I say hustle and mental health.
Well, let me put the addendum on there. What's your take on balancing hustle and mental health as a leader?
Well, there has to be a level of hustle in what you're doing. You have to be, I won't say hustle. I'm gonna go a little different. Hungry. You have to be hungry for the success and want the success for your business and your team if you have team members. And you should have team members. But when you are feeling things are different, or that you're not productive in a way that you're challenging yourself too much, or you feel burned out, or you're feeling overwhelmed, that's when you need to see, to me, is when you need to see someone to get those things off of your plate, or see someone to maybe have an opportunity to have a conversation so you become back whole. That's my take on the hustle, because I just think that your hunger doesn't necessarily make you hustling. I think hustle burns out business people because they're moving from one thing to another as opposed to being focused on one thing and just being hungry to make sure that thing is successful and staying focused on that path. That's my thoughts on that.
Okay, Dr. Carolyn?
Well, the hustle mentality or the hustle culture, right? The thing about, if you're a leader who has a team, everybody needs to be hustling together, first of all, but they can hustle at different levels. But you have to be careful as a leader that if you are busy hustling, that you don't hustle the people who are helping you to make it happen. Because I see that a lot of times that happens. Because the thing about the term hustling, right, is that you can get so engrossed and involved with the hustle that before you know it, and if you're not careful, you're stepping on top of people. And most of the time, we do the right thing for the wrong people and the wrong thing to the right people, and you end up out hustling yourself. So, on a negative side, hustling can be a very fast moving, fast paced kind of situation where you're demanding that everybody move at your pace. It's that, one, it's not fair, and two, you're going to just really frustrate yourself. So it's okay to work hard. It's okay to be aggressive, all of those things, but you want to pace yourself while you're doing so, especially if you have a team, to make sure that you as the leader, you're creating the culture, right? I did what I did last night with Rachel and Black, because I like to create a culture where we can sit down and we can talk about things, and that that your input is important to company growth. So yeah, you got to be careful that you're not hustling so much that you're overworking yourself, stressing yourself out, and stressing everybody else out.
Okay,
and that's my thing about
makes sense. So let me ask you guys, and Mo and Jeannie, y'all can jump in, but Rachel, I'm gonna start with you. So we're all, our hustle's getting up there, okay? Our brands are going great. Everybody's doing really good. We up there, we out, okay? What keeps you humble when everything is going right?
Hey, that's a great question, Greg. Great question. And I just answered this question more recently. I never felt I made it. I said that's the first thing is that keeps me humble. And secondly, I always remember where I came from. I stay very in tune with that person. I remember that there are so many people that rise to the top and fall back down.
Mm-hmm.
So to remain humble, I always remember that I was once on a couch. And what steps am I taking in my life to make sure that never is a reoccurring thing? So I stay focused on the growth, and I appreciate every single person who supports me, every single person that works with me, every mentee who says yes. I am appreciative of them because they could have said no. They could have said no to their growth. They could have said no to me as a coach. But so I am so appreciative of everyone who, like I was just telling Dr. Stevens about who's going to be in the forward of the upcoming book. And I'm going to ask one of those people on the air right here, right now. Gregory Gray. I want to make sure I say it correctly. I would love you to write a portion of a foreword in my book, because I appreciate you having a conversation with me, asking me, was I ready? And it made me reset, step back, and realize, was I ready to step into who I was? I appreciate you, brother, forever and a day for that. And I am asking you right here and right now on Dope Living TV, will you do me the honor for the third book that comes out of writing a portion?
You got 2 years?
I only need one portion.
Oh,
You see, he fell asleep.
That hit him right here, Gina. That hit him. I feel it. It hit him right here. All up in here. I
just want to make sure. Do I get a yes or a no? What does that mean?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. Honestly, outside of Gina, Mo, anybody, that's the first time anybody has asked me to contribute to anything that they do. It kind of hit me, yeah, because it's we do what we do because we love doing it, and we don't expect anything from it. At least I don't. And like when dude put me in the Kanye documentary and stuff like that, you know, that's my humbling moment. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Rachel, you know, I'd do anything in the world for you, but you didn't have to do that on the air.
I had to, because I was just thinking I was gonna, because I tried to call you all week, and this is the only time I get to talk to you. So I had to.
That's a
had to toss it out there. So I would definitely like an endorsement from Gregory Gray in the front part of my book. As I said, Freedom Has GPS is all about what I'm doing right now. And 2-3 years ago, when we were sitting down having a conversation, and you asked me, was I ready to do this? It touched me. Not more so because you asked me, was I ready? Because you were listening to what my plans were, and you told me I was ready. You had already seen it in me. I had already been doing what I was saying I wanted to do. So I appreciated it. I appreciated you forcing me to come on Dope Living TV, April of 2023, saying, get on there and don't worry about your stuttering. I appreciated it. Because right now, the stutter is very rare. And it's all because that moment you reminded me to step into who I was. Thank you.
Oh.
Back to your question, sir. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm embracing this moment because in about another minute he's gonna go back to being Greg.
You said he's gonna take a step back.
I'm just sucking it all up. In about 60 seconds.
All right,
we don't get a whole minute to see we get 50 seconds.
So let me ask one more question.
That's beautiful,
sir.
That's beautiful.
What at the end of whew, boy. At the end of the day, when you're done
the moment.
and everything comes through, at the end of the day, what do you want to be remembered as? What would be your legacy?
Love the question, and I have an answer. Because when I started this, I started with thinking with the end in mind, from Stephen R. Covey's book. What I wanted to, in his book, he asked the question, and he says, what do you want your kids to say, your friends to say, and people that work with you to say about you when they're having a eulogy? And I always want everyone to say this, that without a shadow of a doubt, I helped individuals find their success. We're giving them all the information that I had learned, attained in a way so they can find success every single time. So that was the biggest thing. I wanted people to know that I cared, that I do this. I honestly do this because I've gained knowledge that can help us grow ourselves so we can actually make money off of what we love to do instead of just making money off of things that we hate. So I want to be known. I want to be known to build. That I'm building CEOs. I want my kids to remember that I did all of this because I wanted to be someone that they were proud of. And every day, thank you. I appreciate you, man. I do. I really do.
Yeah, Dr. Kelly, what about you? What would you like people to remember about you? What would your legacy be?
My legacy would be a legacy of love. I want people to be able to say, when Dr. Carolyn was in my presence, when she was in my life, I felt better about me. I felt empowered. I felt stronger when I was in her presence. And even though she's gone, she gave me enough to keep it going. And that's what I'd like for people to remember about me.
What about you, Gina?
Oh, you already know. I want people to, my legacy to be that I help to project authors into the space that they want to be in. That, you know, they're successful because of what I've helped them to do and what DAC has helped them to do. That's my legacy. I think I it's crazy because my legacy was not always wrapped around authors and books. And
Right.
And again, that goes to tell you how, like, you know, you change, you morph as you go through life. But now that I've been in this literary arena, it's all about the authors. It's just all about the authors. I don't even promote my books. When we have book fairs and we talk about authors, I never promote my books because I don't want to overshadow any of them with what I'm doing. It's all about them, and I want them to be front and center.
Yeah. What about you, Mo?
We don't hear you, Mo. You on mute.
You mute.
Remember, I want people to remember that whenever they ask me a question, if I didn't know it, they knew how I taught them how to find the answer, you know, whether if it's somebody I knew and I remind them, you know, when we were younger and we were in school and stuff, and they said, hey, you got to go to the library to find XYZ. You got the whole Library of Congress and the whole world at your fingertips. You can basically find out anything you want to find out through your computers. You don't have to get up and go nowhere. So there's no excuses. You know, you got people that don't have feet, but trying to walk. So, I mean, I try to encourage people to push harder and to find those answers that they need by doing it themselves, because, and then teaching them how to go about doing that, you know, and that's what I would feel like anybody that remembers that knows me knows that I'm going to encourage, and I'm going to encourage you to find those answers, because it's pretty easy to ask anybody those answers. The problem that we have today is that people will go ask the wrong person and get the wrong answer and then spread that quicker than they would the good answers.
Yes, sir.
And then turn around and argue you down about the wrong answers. So what we need to do is teach people not only how to fish, but what to fish for. So, and that's what I would like people to remember.
That's good. I think everybody's overall thing is that they want to be able to say that they taught people, you know. Me, I just want to say, for me, my legacy is I did it my way, and I showed other people how to do it their way, you know, because there's enough room, there's enough time. Well, I'm not going to say time, but there's enough room for everybody to be successful. All right. The thing is, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to take the advice from those that have already done it All right, because everything, just because it's been done, it can be done again. But take the advice from those people that have already done it, that are trying to show you that they went through all of this stuff, but they got to this, and now they're showing you a way that you don't have to go through the stuff that they went through. Everybody's going to go through something, but I want to be able to say that I did it my way, and I show people how to do it their way. And at the end of the day, we have beautiful, beautiful souls here that are teaching us every Thursday how to keep our mind right and how to keep our business mind right, our mental health and our business health right, okay? And we are more than blessed to have you guys on the show with us every Thursday to enlighten us and to take us out on a positive note. Y'all get excuse me, I'm a little emotional because that kind of just threw me, Rachel. I appreciate you.
Got him off guard, Rachel.
But I ain't even cursed today. So I need
Please don't let the last 5 minutes start that.
No, I ain't gonna do that because the last 5 minutes you get ready to give us this exercise. I'm ready. I've been working out anyway, but I want this mental exercise. Let's go.
Hey guys, I want to say at the end of the day, as you are looking to build your dreams and have that dream life, make sure that you get individuals in your corner that respect your dream and are here to help uplift your dream. And stay focused on being the best version of you. Get people around you who are looking for the best version of them and propelling each of you to go forward. And until next week, right here with the National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who?
You.
That's what we do every day. Dr. Carolyn Stevens, thank you for coming, hanging out with us today. Rachel, always a pleasure. Okay, Mo, you got something you want to say?
Oh man, as usual, you know, we get them nuggets. That's all I gotta say. Sometimes I get so daggone quiet. You know, why Mo ain't saying nothing? I'm listening, people. I'm listening. That's why I'm quiet.
I can't wait till Mo have his whole section of questions.
Oh my God.
That's part of the journey. Listen,
oh my God. That's something else. I had somebody actually corner me about that a day ago. And the conversation ended up 3 hours long. So it's a lot. Yeah.
We learned a lot from Ed last night, but you never know, man.
Yep.
Gina, what you got?
Man, I love this segment, mental health, because it's something that needs to be talked about on a regular basis. You know, we see people, our family, our friends, people, you know, in the grocery store. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on in their head. We don't know what they're going through. That's why I always make it a habit of speaking to people, no matter where I go. That, you know, good morning or have a nice day. That might be the one thing to pivot them into a positive mood. And so I make it my business to always say, hi, how are you doing? Or, you know, your hair looks nice, or something to make people feel good. And it only takes a second. And so, you know, we need these conversations. We need to have these conversations more often and not be afraid to have those conversations with other people. So thank you, Dr. Stevens, for bringing that. And of course, Rachel, you always dropping the nuggets. She's been dropping them nuggets and I've been picking them up. I got a whole nugget chest.
Gina just reminded me.
Hey man, don't be upset when people reject you, because valuable things, you got to keep this in mind, valuable things are rejected all the time by people who can't afford them. I'm gonna leave that there. Leave that there. Don't be mad if people reject you. Valuable things are rejected all the time by people that can't afford them. They can't afford me. Damn it. One word. One word.
Well, make sure everybody tune in to the D Stark Show. We have the authors, the DAG nominees will be on there. Hey, I don't care how many times I hear them speak. I always learn something new about each and every one of them. And it always get deeper and deeper.
Rachel, you
send
can
it.
go over there right now. Ain't you?
I didn't get a link, so right now
You do have the link.
Where's
You
it
got
at?
it in your text message.
Okay, I got to go take a look.
Well, I got some hot links on standby, so we're gonna get out of here. This is
hot links.
don't forget, check out the D Stark show. Rachel will probably be there. Gina, myself, Mo, Dr. Steven, you might even pop in, okay, see what's up. Anyway, the Distinguished Author Guild's authors are going to be this. All of these weeks have been a prelude to the Distinguished Authors Guild Award Show, which is November the 7th, coming up in a couple of weeks, y'all. So get your tickets.
Get your ticket.
Yes.
Get your tickets and get your get whatever you're gonna wear. Get it together. All right. It don't make a difference if you
I
wear
got mine already.
Okay, and
Wear it
also, if you guys, I got something for you too. Come, make sure that y'all check out Wake Up CEO on Wednesdays. We got something going on for Distinguished Authors Guild. They don't even know yet. Drop in so y'all can find out the information.
All right.
Okay.
Count me in.
And don't forget, if you're in the city of Gary, this Saturday, some
from
of
2
the
to
authors
4.
from the Distinguished Authors Guild will be there from 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. They'll be there signing books. Go there, support. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go to
Definitely
the
in the building.
26 Jay's Breakfast
You're gonna
Club,
be-
2601 Broadway. We will be we will have local authors in person, and we will also have authors that are not here locally. They'll be streaming in. So come out and support these authors. I'm telling you, we all have to support our authors.
Get the
Remember,
books. Get the books.
Remember, there's agreement ice cream. Remember, what did I say yesterday? I asked everyone to go out yesterday. I said, go out and support one small business, right? One small business. So I did that. There is this little mom and pop ice cream place right here on Lake Street that just opened up. And I went in there and I bought this. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is so good. It's one thing when you support somebody, but it's another thing when it's good product. This stuff is so good. I'm telling you, it's like crack. Like I'm going back. But make sure
I
if
ain't
you
never heard
didn't
of
do it
cracked
today,
ice cream.
if you didn't do it yesterday and you didn't do it today, do it tomorrow. Do it Saturday. Do it November 7th. Come out and don't do it on the 7th. Do it before the 7th because you maybe not be able to get in. But get your tickets for the Distinguished Authors Guild. We're going to be at Theater 47 on November 7th. It is going to be an awesome, awesome night. I'm talking and chatting with the entertainers, and I'm so excited about and everything is just coming together. We have 2 weeks, you guys. 2 weeks. Come on out. It is a formal event. We're gonna have a great time.
I just really got fitted for my vest.
Here. You will see them there in person.
I just went and got fitted for my vest today.
All right.
Ladies, y'all make sure y'all wear the shoes so they gonna hurt your cankles. All right, make sure y'all come out there real.
We gonna do that
good.
anyway, bro.
Gonna be all right. Okay, we got to get out of here.
I ain't got no cankles though.
My weekend starts right now. Okay, it's Dope TV Live, man. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace.